What's up, guys? Skip Africanus here, and welcome back to another Cards of the Week episode, this week featuring a round that is claimed to hit like the very hammer of Thor himself, the .401 SL, or 401 SLR, or 401 WSL, which is actually what I've heard it more referred to as. These stand for self-loading rifle, and Winchester self-loader, respectively. So now we do have an older video on the .351 SL, the cartridge that, although wouldn't be the only or even the first caliber of the Winchester series of self-loading rifles, would be the round that would provide Winchester with enough experience to bring about this much more potent caliber. I'll link that video down below should you be interested. Anyways, before we get into the history, use, and all that stuff on this caliber, we will first do what we always do and take a look at the head stamp, which on the top we got Rem-UMC, standing for Remington Union Metallic Cartridge Company. The ammo is made by Remington. And 401 SLR for the caliber 401 self-loading rifles. Now, this caliber was introduced in 1910, being made for their model of 1910 rifle. Now, this rifle was essentially just a more potent model of 1907, designed to better compete with Remington's Model 8 series of rifles. As although the Model 1907 was very well received by the American public, the Model 8 with its much more potent chamberings could be used to harvest much larger game. The 401 was a major step up over the 351 in this application, allowing hunters to take down much larger sized deer as well as plenty of other large American game within the range of about 150 yards. 401, much like the 351, wouldn't stick solely to a hunting role, with the French opting to purchase 150 Model 1910s with spare magazines and 25,000 rounds of ammunition in 1915. And though no documentation of it exists, it is believed that the French purchased way more rifles, given that in 1918 alone they would go about ordering a whopping 400,000 rounds of 401 SL. The French would be far from the only users, however, with the Russians also purchasing 500 rifles between 1915 and 1916. Now, the way the rifles were intended to be used differed, with the French utilizing them more as guns for aircraft and just general security use, whereas the Russians, mainly because they were pretty much getting any gun they could, were sending them directly to the front lines. To no surprise, the United States would prove to be the biggest user of the rifle in applications other than hunting, with the model of 1910 being very well liked by law enforcement and security firms. Now, while the model of 1910 and its 401 chambering would be well liked, it wouldn't be as well liked as the model 1907 and its 351 chambering. And in 1936, Winchester would cease production of the model 1910 rifles, having produced a grand total of a little under 21,000 guns. Now, the 401 SL, having only ever been chambered in the model 1910, would of course start to fall off, with ammunition today being incredibly rare and expensive. All that being said, what exactly are the specs on this particular cartridge? Well, this cartridge features a .4065 diameter bullet, with weights typically being in the 200 to 250 grain weight range, and featuring velocities of around 2,141 feet per second on the lighter 200 grain bullets and 1,875 feet per second on the heavier 250 grain bullets. But anyways, I think that is going to do it for this week's Cards of the Week episode featuring the .401 WSL. I hope you all enjoyed the video as much as I personally enjoyed making it, and I will see y'all next time.